People like these high class ingredients, like high class steaks and stuff like that. All it is it tastes kind of gross. It tastes kind of rotten, and people will shell out hundreds of dollars for it. It's like, damn, bro, if you want to eat rotten food, just be poor. You really know exactly what that tastes like.
Yo, chill.
Yo, why are the rich people spending hundreds of dollars to role play like they're poor? Like, what is up with this? This cheese is kind of rotten. It's sophisticated. It's like, yo, bro, I got this cheese from the food bank last week and it's already gone off, but I can't get more cheese this week, so I gotta eat it.
Hello, everyone. It's that time of month once again. Time for Anime Club After Dark to pop a squat and hit you all with the best and worst of what we've been indulging in recently. I'm your host, Noda, and joining me tonight is John, the czar of source material. Say hi, John.
You know, with your painted nails and just like the head movements and stuff, I'm just like, who's this new sassy host that we have? Like, what is this new Anime Club After Dark that I'm witnessing right now?
Am I doing too much? Is this too much? Is it
No,
too
you're
much for
fine.
you? Should I dial it back? Should I go back to old boring? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's right, guys. Yeah, okay. Is
You
that
may
what you want me
notice
to go back to?
No, you may notice we have a different host today. RIP Alex.
He
He
died.
No, God, stop saying that. uh I believe he has bronchitis, right?
Yes, he has bronchitis.
Yeah, he couldn't make it to the episode today. So we decided to just go without him. It's fine.
Yeah, we need to keep on doing the backlog, guys.
Yeah. Oh man, it's like we haven't recorded in like a whole month, and we're running out of episodes. Oh man. No. Woof.
But no, so as you heard, we're back on our bullshit. We're back on our dumpy times. We're talking about actual anime.
I I hate that we colloquially call this because it's the monthly dump. We're just like, yeah, we're just gonna shit. We have shit takes and shit opinions. We got watch shit shows. It's a little much, don't you think?
There's a couple of positive things I have to say. It's not all bad,
That's true, I guess.
just most of it.
Just most of it.
But yeah, while you guys are here, don't forget to like our videos, comment down below of whatever bullshit take we have, and criticize the hell out of us. Cuss us out, please. It helps us out. And hit the bell, subscribe to us. It gives us a longing, a need to get more subscribers. And every time we do, Alex dies a little bit more.
So if anything, please help us kill Alex faster.
Oh, he's gonna cuss us out once he hears this.
I don't even think he watches our episodes. Whenever he's not on, I don't think he even cares about the episode.
Damn. You saying he egotistical. What a bitch.
I mean, I know I don't listen to any episodes I'm not on, so
John, you're not supposed to admit it. Like, God damn it.
I'm the editor. Of course I listen to every freaking episode.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good. Shut up. I'm dumb. Okay.
Uh,
I'm tired. I'm doing this right after work. I haven't even taken my shower yet.
Ooh, stinky boy.
I am. All right. Let's get into it. So, first things first, Freyren. Fucking S tier. Am I right or am I right?
All right, here's the deal. I would not say
Bitch.
that free run. All right, no, calm down. Calm down there, everyone. Put down your pitchforks. Okay, hear me out. I would say Frieren is a god tier anime, like Alex has posted on our doc. All right, I think that it's very well produced. I think that the music is amazing. I think that there are some times, like with the Red Dragon fight and stuff like that, the animation's a little bit iffy. Okay, but overall, Madhouse has done a phenomenal job with the animation where it counts. Okay, like with the hour fight, Aura, whatever her freaking
Aura.
name was.
Yeah.
That was cool. Music just fucking phenomenal. Holy shit. Evan Call is doing a killer job. I
It's
think
like the
that
angels rhyming in my ears every time I listen to it.
yeah, like watching Frieren, I can definitely, without a doubt, say that it is a god tier anime. Like, it's amazing in all aspects. However, it is not my favorite of the season. It is great. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't say it is my favorite this season because, like, every episode is, it feels like I'm watching a movie. Every single episode that comes on, like
It
with
feels like it.
it really does. That being said, I just don't see where the story is going yet. Where it's just like, okay, we have this journey that we've embarked upon, but it's kind of taking forever to get there. And like I said, it's not
Almost
my
like a
personal favorite.
journey.
Yeah. Oh my God. Freerun Journey to the End or whatever the name of the actual show is. It's almost like that's what it's about. But I'm enjoying the journey so far. It doesn't like I like that it's not action every episode. I really think that that's a good call because this shouldn't be an action anime in my opinion because it's about free rent. It's about the adventuring.
It's a melancholic adventure.
Yeah, it's very melancholic. Holy shit, it's very sad. And like I said, like free rent, the very first episode, I cried like with Hemo. I was like, I saw it coming a mile away. I'm just like, quite obviously, we know what's
Still
gonna happen to
cried.
Hemo. I still
Yeah.
cried like a little fucking bitch because I was just like, oh, god dang it, god dang it,
And then you see
emotions.
her crying and you're like, "No, god damn it."
Yeah, because it's just maybe as you age, you get more of a little bitch baby, I guess, about emotions and like about the journeys and stuff like that. It's not. It made the time that we were together was short, but to me, it was the time of my life, and I'm just like, oh, Hemo, don't say that. Nah, Hemo, come on.
Bro, you can't just be dropping lines like that.
So, yeah, again, I think it is amazing. Not my personal favorite of the season, though.
But
I,
you
I
do think it's a 10 out of 10.
oh yeah, definitely a 10 out of 10. But just because I think it's a sublime anime, again, with music, sound design, everything about it is amazing and fantastic. It has not disappointed me yet. It is not the one that I tune into every week going, "Oh man, I can't wait to watch this."
So, John, I have to ask. One, are you reading it?
And two, waiting for what's the
Oh,
question?
oh, oh, right. I should say the two part.
Yeah.
um,
Normally you list out your questions and then I can answer them question by
Look, I'm
question.
dumb, okay? Shut up. I'm tired also. Um, and two, do you ship Stark and Fern? And if so, how quickly did you get into shipping them?
So, I still haven't read the manga because I'm kind of just like
Genuinely shocked.
I haven't been reading manga.
I know,
I'm
but still.
I'm back to reading light novels and just watching anime. Like I can only do two of the three things at once. So otherwise, I don't have enough time in the day to do other stuff, like my work on my video game and play actual video games. But um, I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up. Maybe when it ends, if it ends on a cliffhanger or anything like that, I might pick up the manga.
Okay.
Just because, like, I am curious about the story, but so far, like, the story itself isn't really driving me to watch the anime. It's more so Evan Call's music design, sound design, and the flow and storyboarding of each episode that makes me want to watch it. Like, if it was a crazy story, then maybe I'd probably go read the manga because that's how I am. If it's like, oh, I need to learn more about this storyline, then I'll go read the source material. But if it's not that, then I'm just enjoying the anime. Like, I don't feel a need to have to go read the manga. Um,
Okay.
I don't really care for the ships. Like, I don't think uh like who else could you ship like other than
No,
Fern and
there is
Stark?
no other
Like,
ships. There
there's
isn't.
no other ships here. I think it's funny when Freeran herself does the kiss thing.
Oh my god. And the two kids are like, "Oh my god, grandma, you're lewd."
Oh god. Freaking Freeran doing the kiss thing to the priest guy to try to seduce him. Like, you left me no choice. I need to unleash my ultimate uh trap card or whatever. It's just
Ultimate
like
seductress.
my
Succubus
teacher told me
technique.
that this would work on any man. I'm like, oh god.
Little did everyone know it worked on a man and a woman.
It worked on very specific people, but um Yeah,
I
and
genuinely enjoy it. I love the visuals and the music. It draws me into the world, and the character banter is so enjoyable to me. I don't see where the story is going or what's happening necessarily, but I'm liking the journey, so I'm gonna
yeah,
stick with it.
I mean, that's what the show is about. It's about the journey to get there.
Yeah,
And I love all the flashback stuff. Like, when we were at the Aura fight, right? We were learning about like Aura's army and stuff like that. And then they do the flashback where we learn about Friren's past and her teacher and stuff like that. So we can learn more about the origins of the demons and all this stuff. I was like, everyone was hyping up a fight with Frieren when she got like caught in jail and stuff like that. They're like, "Oh,
yeah.
she's the ultimate magician. She's gonna break out and fuck everything up." But it's like they took it a lot slower. They didn't show that off as much as they showed like, here's the backstory. Why does Frieren hate demons? What are demons? And here's her teacher and what she learned from her teacher and this and that. And I'm like, this is a lot more interesting than just watching her like omega level. Don't get me wrong, that was cool too. Like, kid,
Base
you haven't even
Craven.
yeah, like fucking kid, you haven't seen even 1% of my power yet. And then she like, she unlocks her third eye or whatever and unleashes the Sharingan, does infinite Tsukiyomi. Like, yeah, it's just like, okay, that's cool. That was fucking awesome. But
But like we get actual character not
exposition.
growth,
No,
exposition, yeah,
exposition. Yeah.
but done in such a beautiful way and,
Yeah.
like, in a way that makes you care and pay attention. I wish so many more other animes paid attention and did stuff like this because, like,
Yeah.
if they're not just a generic enemy that you gotta defeat, like, this is why demons are like this is why they're bad, this is why the main character
Yeah.
has it
And
out
like
for them.
I
It's like,
like
"Holy
the
shit,
fact
this is
that
interesting."
when they do the flashback and like, with when Himel was like, "Oh, we will protect the demon girl because she doesn't know any better, and she's innocent, and this and that." And then he finds like, and then Freeren's just like doesn't say nothing and lets Himel suffer the consequences of saving
Yeah.
that one
Because
demon
she
child.
knows he has to learn his lesson,
Yeah,
and she
because it's
never
like it's
says
hard to
anything.
yeah, because it's hard to imagine, right? As a human, you think that when they do things like, call out for their moms and dads, this and that, like you don't know because you assume because just because they're demons, it's like, well, they're just smarter creatures, but every creature has like parents, they know about familial love, this and that.
We're
And then,
highly empathetic. We wanna
yeah,
place our morals
exactly.
and values to them as well,
But
especially when
then
they look like
Frieren
us.
knows because she's grown up as killing like massive amounts of demons and stuff like that, that they don't have emotions. They quite literally don't feel anything. And they know that can say these things because gives them an advantage. And that's it. And it's just like, dude, that's so cold blooded. Like it's sick. It's insane. But of course, no one who lives as long as unless you lived as long as Frieren does, like for literal thousands of years, you wouldn't know this. That they've
Like,
always been like
possibly
this.
if you were a dwarf, because they're long-lived as well.
Yeah.
Like, maybe them, but otherwise, who else?
So, like, I feel like free run wouldn't be as good if it was just pure action the entire time. Like, if we
I'm
just saw
glad it's
free
not.
run just like
Yeah.
do, yeah, I'm so glad it's not. Again, don't get me wrong. Again, the action
The
scenes are
action when
fun.
it's
I love them.
there, oh my god.
Yeah, but it's like it's a whole combination of everything that makes the anime so good. Like I remember when free run was coming out, everyone was hyped for it. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's gonna be the best anime this season." And when I hear that, I'm like, "Okay, yeah, whatever, dude." Because I don't really trust people's opinions. But then I watched it after the first episode. I'm like, okay, I see why people are calling it the anime of the season. It's got the makings of a pretty good anime. But after 6 episodes into it, I was just like, okay, I understand why it's actually the anime of the season and quite possibly anime of the year because of everything inside of the anime. It's not just the story, it's not just the music, it's not just the visuals, it's
It's the
everything
combination
combined.
of literally everything
Yeah,
melding
because
so
I
perfectly.
like that every episode feels cinematic. I love that it feels like I'm watching a movie, a part of a movie every single time I tune into an episode.
Alright. We need to hop off of,
Yeah, enough jerk and free
Fragrance
run
Day.
off.
The way
That wasn't a
plenty of
hot
part of
take at
that.
all, man.
That
That was the
wasn't.
coldest take I've ever seen this season.
We just love it so much. Please go watch it.
I Alex wanted to talk about it, and we all enjoyed it. And again going into it, I had tempered expectations. I was like, it can't be that good. Okay, I did not expect it to be good. I expected it to be bad, and I was not overhyped. And I would say it definitely lives up to the hype.
I didn't have any expectations, so going in blind and basically clueless.
Yeah,
Oh
all I
man.
had prior to, like, we did the preview episode and it was like, yeah, Free Rent's coming out. I remember Natai was like, yeah, Yoasobi's doing the opening. I'm like, oh, the opening's pretty cool. And then he was like, yeah, Evan Call's doing the music. I'm like, oh, okay, Evan Call's doing the music. That's pretty cool. Like, I like Evan Call's music. Just like whenever I see Kevin Penkin on a soundtrack, I'm like, bro, Kevin Penkin, I'm watching this.
Yep.
My boy Kevin's on it. Oh shit. So, there's certain people that will make me turn my head and be like, oh, I'll go do this. And then I remember, I think it was you and Natai that watched the first, was it the first 3 episodes that came out at the beginning?
Yes, it was me and him.
Okay, yeah, it was you guys like, "Oh man, have you guys seen it? It's so good." And I'm like, "No, I haven't fucking seen it." Like, and then one day at work on the weekend, I'm just like, "Okay, I've got time to watch it during my lunch. I'll watch it." And I watched the first episode. I'm like, "God damn it, these motherfuckers were right. It's so good."
When they're right, they're right.
I didn't want you guys to be right, but you guys are goddamn right. Like, okay, fine. I
Okay,
was I was looking for reasons to hate it. I couldn't.
John. All right, moving on. Going straight to
Um,
you.
all right, Zom 100 finally finished. The last 3 episodes dropped
Um,
on, I believe, Christmas, right? Christmas Day.
yes, Christmas Day. It was a Christmas special release.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil much, like, I'm not gonna spoil it at all, like, we've been
Oh,
waiting for it
okay.
to end, Zom 100 to end.
Yeah, I
Um,
haven't finished it yet.
well,
Embarrassingly,
I know, it's just 3 episodes, bro, what's wrong with you? What the hell?
it's because I'm watching with Tommy, and like I have to wait for him.
Tell Tommy to stop playing Destiny 2 and go watch Zom 100.
He plays more than that, but we just haven't had the time. Okay, it's been very busy.
Alright, well, I will say,
Yeah.
the last 3 episodes are pretty good, mad respect for that ending. Like, how they choose to write the main character guy, um, Zombie Apocalypse Deku, I don't actually remember his name.
Oh my god, he does look like Deku. Holy shit, I didn't even think
Bro,
about that.
I made this joke when the main character of Zom 100 dons on the shark suit and then he punches the shark zombie. I made a joke
Oh.
that, bro, this episode of Zom 100, quite literally, Deku Detroit smashes a Junji Ito fever dream, and like it summed up the episode.
I hate the fact that you're right, but unfortunately you're right. Akira, by the way.
Akira, yeah,
Akira, yeah.
he's Deku, bro. He's Deku. But I actually like what they did with him at the last 3 episodes. Like we end off before the last 3 episodes, we end off with like, oh, there's this mysterious group of people who are in the village who like want to fuck shit up and do bad things. So
Okay.
it's like, oh man, we know where this is going, but how they resolve it and everything, I'm just like mad respect for him for everything. It's just like it's pretty good in my opinion how they decided to end it because it how I
Does
wanted
it
to ended
leave you
it.
wanting more? Let me ask that.
Well, Zom 100 is about living your best life, right? And the
Yes.
best way to get revenge on anyone is to live your best
Your
life.
best life, yeah.
And Zom 100 personifies that. Like in the earlier episodes when he meets his superior guy again and he's like
NTR.
he has yeah, the NTR guy. Oh god.
No,
No, it
no,
wasn't
not the
him.
NTR guy, the manager, not the boss.
No, the chairman, CEO, president. The president was the NTR guy from the very beginning.
Yeah. Sorry.
But when he met his, manager and then he starts having PTSD, but then at the end, like, instead of, you know, killing him and stuff like that, he saves him, right? And he forgives him because it's like, he's better than that, and he's letting things go, and he's living his best life, and I'm like, they stay true to that to the end, and I'm like, "You know what? Mad respect." I like that they stuck to that theme. As much as I would be like, I'd fuck over all these people because I'm not a good person, probably. I'm
You
like, "Well,
hate
fuck that."
people. You
I
would
do.
fucking kill him.
Yeah, like fuck that. It's the zombie apocalypse, right? Like I'm gonna let you die. I'm not gonna do my best to try to save you, but Deku or Acura, not Deku. Acura is just once again proving he's a better man than everyone else in the world because he's just like, no, I'll save people because I want to, and I'm like, that's pretty good. I like that how it ended. I'm I'm kind of like disappointed it didn't come out sooner, but I understand that there was a production
Scheduling
delay,
conflicts, that's what
scheduling
happened.
conflicts. It basically was like they couldn't, they missed the
They literally
deadline.
didn't have those airtime slots anymore, so they
Yeah.
had to figure something out.
So that kinda sucks, and I think that probably killed hype for the series, and,
It definitely stopped the momentum.
because I think Zom 100 is a really good, like,
No,
contender
it
for
actually
anime
is
of the
good. It's
year.
beautiful. The colors, oh my god, their liberal use of colors. I love that. I absolutely love that. And
I
we
love the
probably
music.
won't see something like that again for a while, unfortunately.
I mean, there's something about just watching a guy live his best life that just is like, I can't get mad at him for doing that. I just like watching this man live his best life.
Yeah, he's having fun. He lives his
Yeah.
life the way everyone wants to and wishes they could. I love that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would hope
John,
there's more.
tell me about Saints Magic.
Oh my god. So
I
I
haven't watched
watched
season 1 at all, by the way, so I have no
okay,
idea what this is about.
the Saints' magic power is omnipotent. Season 2 released. I just finished watching season 2. I watched season 1 when it aired, and I didn't talk about it because I was kind of like, it's kind of just whatever. And then I watched season 2, and I still feel like it's kind of whatever. Uh,
But is it worth watching whatever?
I wouldn't say so. Like, it's it's an isekai rom-com that's just slice of life.
You said isekai, I'm in.
Yeah, it first of all, it's isekai. So you know me. I hear isekai and I'm like, real shit. Like I'll watch that. And then I watched it. I was like, oh, it's not your stereotypical isekais. Where like kind of okay. So this lady, she's an office lady. She gets incarnated, or actually, she gets summoned to this world with a high
Man,
school
I
girl,
love them office ladies.
and the prince of the country is like, oh, the high school girl must be the saint. Who's this old ass lady? Like, get her out of here. And they're like, oh, unfortunately, we can't send you back to your world. Sorry. And she's like, well, what the fuck? And she's like, well, as long as you give me a job and something to do, I guess whatever, you know. And then she becomes like a magic studying person. And then it turns out she's actually the saint. It's not the high school girl; it's actually her.
What the
And
hell?
yeah, but they push her off and kind of just like tell her to fuck off because they're like, "Oh, you're not the person we're looking for."
What?
Even though it was their fault that they summoned her and she's actually the saint. So I was like, "Okay, is this gonna be like revenge? Is this like nope? It's just about her just being like, oh, I'm actually the saint. I don't really care." And then she saves this guy, Captain Hawk, and then he's like, "My lady, you saved my life and you don't even know me." And she's like, "Oh, Doki Doki, Sun Sun." Like,
I mean, is he a panty dropper?
oh yeah, he's smooth as fuck. And at every
Okay.
moment he tries to get into her pants, like he doesn't try to get into her. He's just like he's Rico Suave, bro. Like holy shit, he's dropping these one liners. I'm like, damn, bro. Like okay, calm down.
Okay, okay.
Oh
You might have me watching this. You might have
yeah,
me.
and that's all. That's the entire show. It's just a rom com slice of life with
Oh,
like
I love
intermittent
those.
spurts of
Okay, I'll
just
check it out.
yeah. It's I mean to me it's like a 7 out of 10 show, season 1 and 2. Like it's not bad.
No,
I
I'll
wouldn't
take
say
that. If it's 7 out of 10 is better than shit, so I'll take that.
yeah. I like the main character lady. She's funny. I like Captain Hawk. He's cool.
Does it have any like usual isekai tropes, or is it like does it take itself a little bit more seriously?
Oh, I wouldn't say it has any usual other than the overpowered MC aspect. I wouldn't say it's very usual at all. So when the kingdom finally finds out that oh, actually the high school girl wasn't the saint, it's actually the office lady, they go, "Oh, well we can't really force her to do anything because we kind of told her to fuck off." And basically the first prince or whoever the prince was who was like he tries to do like this subterfuge shit where he tries to like, oh, I'll do this. But basically he rights his wrongs. He apologizes for what he does. He rights his wrongs, and everyone's actually adults about this. It's like it's none of this
What?
stupid bullshit. Yeah,
No,
I
there has
know.
to be a convoluted plot. There has
No,
to be church has to be the bad guys. Like,
no.
come
See,
on.
and
What are you
that,
talking
and,
about?
yeah, no, all of that not there. They just like everyone's adults. They are like, and they're like, hey,
You're
Saint
telling
Lady.
me people up top can be competent leaders? What?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, so they go back to her like, "Hey, it turns out you're actually the saint. We actually really need help. If you could please help us save some lives, that'd be great, and we'd be forever grateful." And they're
Okay,
like completely
honestly, you just
transparent with
sold
her.
me. You actually just sold me. I like stuff like that because that's
Yeah,
so rare. Oh, no, that actually does sound really good because so many times you get a lot of animes that have plots that have entire things that go
Right.
it serves to advance the plot because of miscommunication. I
Yeah.
I don't mind that necessarily, but it can get irritating and grating. So when you get animes like this that have actual communication and adults with a good personality, it's refreshing. It's
Yeah,
nice to see.
and that's why it's more of a slice of life. Like it's just regular life, and it's like they communicate. They're actual adults about the situation. And I'm like, huh. There's no convoluted storylines. There's no backstabbing and people trying to get one over the other. It's like, nope, that's not present. It's just this office lady who turns out to be the saint who goes, "Oh, I guess I'm the saint. I can go help save people." And then she goes and helps save people. Like, oh, and no one's like trying to assassinate her or nothing like that. It's pretty. I, and that's the problem. Like because it lacks all those like isekai tropes of like freaking backstabbing and espionage and shit like that.
There's nothing
Makes it
necessarily to move
yeah
it forward.
yeah. It's kind of boring in that aspect. Like that's why it's such a slice of life rom com. It's so very vanilla boring. But
So by that aspect, from what I'm hearing, it's much more for the weebier people.
I wouldn't say
The
it's much more for the weebier people. I think that it exists as a story that is different in its execution of like uh OP isekai main character. Like it's
okay,
always about like this OP person reincarnates, but it's like, oh, but especially the ones where it's like you get teleported or reincarnated in this world and they decide to cast you away, but it turns out you're super strong. It usually is about you getting back at the main like antagonist somehow. This one's
yeah,
not about that at all, which is
all right.
different.
No, it's different, and from the sounds of it, it's something I would like. So I'll check it out. All right, what the hell is this? Kami
Kami
Arabi.
Erabe. So this was getting traffic because Yoko Taro, the creator slash writer of Nier,
Oh, tell
and
me more.
so he is I believe he's the writer for the show as well or something. He's part of
Yes,
it for some with something. I don't remember what,
he was
but
involved. I know that.
so people were hyping this up. I watched the first 6 episodes. It's bad.
Oh no, what do you mean? Why
So
is it bad?
for one thing, it's 3D CGI. They did not animate anyone else outside of the main like, the acting characters, and
Oh
they all have
no.
they're all color coordinated. So, like, the main character guy is, I think, blue, the main chick girl was, like, red, his friend is, like, orange, and
Oh
this other chick is, like,
no.
green. Yeah, it's like they have a character, and then, like, in their shadows, instead of being shadow, they have a color. They have a primary color.
I
So,
can feel
all the
my
characters
balls going back into my body.
so
This sounds
all the
so
main
bad.
characters are color coded. So in case you forget who is who, you can remember, oh, they have colors. That's right.
This sounds like early Ruby levels of bad. Oh
So
god.
it the animation itself is not spectacular. It's 3D CG and it doesn't it's like not great. But the most egregious thing about this is that quite literally the story is just Mirai Nikki. It's just
No!
yes.
No!
So this dude, the main character guy, Blue, he gets this thing on
Blue.
this Blue gets this app on his phone, and it's like kill each other and become God. And I'm like, wait a second, I've seen this before.
Like, hold on. This is familiar.
And it turns out that the chick that he likes is actually a super psycho crazy chick that wants to kill him because she wants to become God too. And I'm like, huh, this is giving me very, Gas Eye vibes.
She wouldn't necessarily have to be happen to be pink, would she?
No, she's red. But, he
Close enough.
he ends up killing her, but then he decides not to kill her and revives her instead. And it's like,
Okay.
so then everyone has superpowers related to whatever. His is he has something called karma. He basically can like twist karma into being good luck or bad luck. So if he twists his karma to being good luck, something in his life will be bad luck. So like he has to pay a price. That's his ability. And I'm like, what a very convenient plot heavy like
That's so
skill.
yeah, it's like
My
the plot
power
works out.
skill, yeah, my power my plot power skill is that I can literally summon plot armor when it's convenient. Like that's his power. And I'm like, well, how the fuck are you supposed to win when his power is literally plot armor? How do you win against a protagonist like
You
that?
literally can't. You just can't.
Yeah. Like the girl's power is that she can use meat and turn it into weapons. And that's her power. That's it. I'm like, oh,
That's so fucking generic.
yeah, I'm
What?
like, "What?" Uh, his friend Orange, his power is that he can stop time, and then, like, that's it? He stops and starts time? So then his friend tries to kill him, right? And Blue just goes
Ah,
like,
yes, what an excellent friend.
"Well, there's more." The storyline is that the friend with the time power has lived through this timeline 1,000 different times, and it
Oh,
always ends in
it's
something
literally
terrible.
fucking Mirai Nikki, Jesus Christ.
Yes, it's Mirai Nikki, basically. So it's like it always ends terribly unless you kill me. So I'm gonna make you kill me. So Blue uses his plot armor power to literally like, oh, that time I erase that time that you used to fight back. So the time that you used to kill me doesn't exist at all. So then I
Stop, you're
punched
giving
you.
me a headache, Jesus
I
Christ.
know.
What?
It's so convoluted. I don't understand. Again, it's hard to take the show seriously because it's like one moment they're like, haha, we're having fun. Oh, ghost stories, this and that. Then the next moment it's like it's a battle to the death. Oh, here's this guy who's using a flamethrower to try to kill us. And it's like, oh, he used a flamethrower to kill us. Guess what? I use my karma plot armor powers to make it so his flames don't hurt. And then I punch him and he loses. It's like, oh, okay. And just like the whole time thing, it's like, oh, I cut off your hand so you can't use your staff, right? That's what the time guy does, the orange guy does.
Yeah,
And Blue goes, "You can't cut my arm off because I used my karma powers, plot armor karma powers to make it so that never happened. That timeline has been erased. So you didn't actually cut off my arm and I actually cut your arm off." And I'm like, "What?"
who the fuck wrote this?
Yoko Taro apparently.
I've I've expect so much better
I
from oh my god.
I thought people might have been dunking on this for no good reason. Because again, I don't trust people's opinions.
Yeah, with good reason.
Because people overreact and they do stupid things and they review bomb things. So I had to watch for myself to figure it out, and I did. And I'm like, okay, well, people hate it for the wrong reasons, but yes, the writing is really bad. It's basically a Mirai Nikki knockoff or ripoff, and yeah, the animation's not there, the music's not there, nothing is there. There's nothing really redeeming about it. Maybe it gets better after 12 episodes. I don't know. I'm just not willing to find out. Because I gave it 6 episodes and I was like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Like again, with the whole my power is plot armor. Like what? That's so dumb. But I guess as the protagonist who is gonna become God, like obviously his power is plot armor. Like it has to be, right?
I thank you for telling me about this. I shall file it away in the I don't care, I don't want to care, I don't want to think about it section.
Yeah. So this brings me to my next show.
Oh, I was about
So
to take over.
Well, so you know
Go
how
ahead,
I
go
said
ahead, go
people
ahead.
so people review bomb things all the time, and for whatever reason, like maybe there's an actor in it who they hate, maybe there's a translation thing that they hate, whatever reason. People are fickle and weird on the internet. Buta Reba, the pig liver one, Kirito turns himself into a pig. I shit you not, it is the funniest thing I've ever seen. He turns
Okay, what
himself
the
into a
hell do you mean? What? How does he how okay,
okay.
explain this.
Okay,
Like
I
you
made this
said
joke. I made this as a joke in reference to he turns himself into a pickle.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
shit
I
you
know
not,
that,
funniest
but
thing.
still.
So the guy who voices the pig character in this anime is Kirito, the guy who
Oh
voices
shit.
Kirito.
Okay.
So because whenever I hear him, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Kirito, all right. He will never not be Kirito to me. But basically, a kid eats, or not a kid, he's a college student, I believe. He's like 19. A neat eats some raw pig liver and he dies, but he reincarnates in the body of a pig. And because of the trailer and because of, just that premise, I reincarnated as a pig in a different world. People review bomb this like, this is gross, this is bestiality, this is shit writing, blah blah blah. Okay, and it's sitting at like a 3.7, I think, on Crunchyroll, and a like 4 point or 5 point something on Mal. So I watched it. It hasn't finished airing. It's still needs to air its last episode, so maybe my opinion of this will change. But I've seen the first 11 episodes. It's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Like
Bull
I kid.
fucking shit. This
So
has got the
yes.
stupidest plot ever.
Okay.
What do you
All right.
mean?
All right. Hear me out. All right. This is what
All right.
happens. He reincarnates as a pig, and it's
Boink,
like,
boink.
yeah, he's kind of like a creepy neat, like otaku neat guy, right? He's like, oh, I'd love it if you called me pig mistress. Like he does shit like that. Okay, yeah. But here's the thing: the girl that he's with can read minds. She's
Oh.
part of a race. Apparently, she's a race of people called the Yethma, who are known as slaves in this world that he reincarnates into, who can read minds.
Oh boy, isekai with slavery.
And bro, it gets pretty fucking dark. This anime gets pretty fucking dark. Not gonna lie.
Like,
So let me explain something to you. So the Yethma are slaves in this world, right? They're seen as servant and lesser of a class.
uh-huh. Classic
And
speciesism.
yeah, classic species. Like people don't think they have rights. And the Yethma also are, their body parts can be used to create very powerful magical tools.
Oh no.
And in this world, there's only two rules in this world. The first rule is that Yethma cannot get on transportation, and the second rule is that Yethma should not be sexually assaulted. But other than that, everything else is okay for the Yethma. But that doesn't stop the Yethma from getting sexually assaulted. It doesn't stop them from being harvested for organs and killed and stuff like that.
Do
There's
they
nothing.
do they
Yes.
show that?
They don't explicitly show it, but you'll meet a
Like
character.
implied show?
Well, they show like jars full of the girl's organs and blood and stuff.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, it gets pretty fucking dark, bro. Like you go into it thinking how it's gonna be about some creepy otaku guy being a pig, and he's just gonna be like creepy pig otaku.
Yeah, that's what I thought this was gonna be.
That's what everyone thought it was gonna be. That's what I thought it was gonna be. And it's like that for the first like 10 minutes of the show. But then you get to like, oh, she needs to go get this magic crystal, but she's about to get ripped off. But then she goes to this other shop and he's just like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, get the fuck out, And he treats her like trash. She has like no rights. And it's just like, there's this intrigue, this mystery intrigue the entire time you're watching of like, what is really going on in this world? Like, why are the Yethma, why can't they be on transportation? It says they can't be sexually assaulted, but people do it anyway. And they treat them like dirt. Like, who are the Yethma? Right? In this
Yeah.
world, mages died out. So the only people who can use magic they have these little crystals that everyone can use magic with. However, there's a certain crystal, a black crystal, that only the Yethma can
Why it
use.
gotta be black though?
Well, I don't know. But
I'm just
these
making a
black,
joke. Go on.
so the black crystals that the Yethma can use, they're the only crystals you can use for healing. And only the
Oh.
Yethma can do it. And only girls are Yethma, not males.
Oh man. This is
Yeah. So well, you watch it, and you're just like, there's so much intrigue, and you're just like, yo, what the fuck's going on? Like, what is this world? And it's like it's implied that certain things happen, like the kidnapping and this and that, because there are people called Yethma hunters. Literally in episode 2, um, there's someone who goes out and he tries to kill the main character girl because she's leaving for the capital. And it's like, well, she's a Yethma. If we kill her, we can sell her for parts.
shit.
Yeah. So it's like, so you're just sitting there wondering, like, who the fuck are these girls? Like, what the fuck's going on? And that's the entire show. And then you get to
Okay,
the end,
John.
and they do reveal to you stuff at the end. I don't want to spoil it
All right.
because I think it's pretty interesting. But I definitely wasn't prepared for the whole rape and killing of these girls. I didn't
Okay.
expect that to be part of the story.
So let me ask this. It sounds really fucking depressing. Is there any actual reason to check this out? Because honestly, this sounds like just too depressing to check out.
I don't think it's as depressing as Heavenly Delusion,
Okay.
because that was just a heart wrenching, right?
Yep.
That's just heart wrenching. That Heavenly Delusion exists to just make you feel bad. I don't think Butareba exists to make you feel bad. I think that it's an interesting story, in that because of that whole pig otaku isekai veneer, people just dunked on it. But it's like, no, the story's actually not bad. People are just hating on it because they hate the idea that they hate isekai. They hate that he's a pig. Like, that has nothing to, like, he never tries to sexually assault the girl. He never like does anything creepy. In fact, everyone else does creepy shit to the Yethma girls because, again,
They're not even treated as people, so
yeah, they're
why would
treated as
they? Yeah.
slaves. Yeah. So you can imagine what kind of terrible people exist in this world.
Oh man, this it sounds like a thing. I I, I suppose if you're a certain person that can handle things like that, go ahead and check it out.
I
Otherwise, avoid it.
I I watched it because I remember, I think it was either you or Natai. I think it was Natai that was like, "Oh God, is this that bestiality anime?" And I'm like, "What bestiality anime? Are you talking about Life as Inakai's dog?" And that was last season. He's like, "No, there's one this season about a pig." I'm like, "Oh, the raw pig one." So that's all I remember talking about it during the preview. So I had to check it out because I was like, okay, I'm gonna check out most of what we talked about in the preview, and I did. And this did leave me shocked because it was better than I expected. I wouldn't say it's an amazing story because, like I said, it has an ending, and basically Kirito is a pig, but he doesn't have any superpowers or anything like that. He's just a pig, and he has to think his way out of like trying to save this girl. That's
Oh, that's
that's the
actually clever
story.
then. That's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, but just learning about the world itself and all that is very interesting to me.
No, good world building can definitely be a seller. All right. I'm gonna take a little bit of the load off of you and go to a couple of mine. Dr. Stoner, season 3 or season 2, part 2.
I
Either
don't
way,
know.
it's the latest Dr. Stone, and it goes into a whole exploration of trying to find what was it? Titanium, platinum, that his dad left behind. Big spoilers, by the way, obviously, if you can't tell. Um, they find it. There's a whole civilization that survived. Goes into a whole basically battle arc, and it was pretty cool. It was very entertaining. I don't know how they're gonna move on to the next arc because how they ended it. I won't spoil it, but they would need to advance civilization a whole lot
So, do you
for
read
them.
Doctor Stone?
Not at all. I have been anime
Oh,
only, and I'm probably gonna stay that way.
well, because I was wondering because you're talking about the next arc. I'm like, so do you read it? Do you know what happens in the next arc?
No, I don't. But like just based off of like where it's going and like what they literally said is gonna be happening next because they said it.
Okay.
You're gonna they need to do a lot of things, and I'm just like, okay, are they gonna actually show it? Are they gonna go through it, or are they gonna do a time skip? And I'm not
Probably a
fully
time skip.
opposed
I
to a
mean,
time.
I think Doctor Stone is published in Jump,
Yes. No.
not Jump.
Maybe. I don't remember
I
actually.
thought it was a Jump manga. I don't
It might be. It
entirely
might be
know,
Jump.
but I mean, as much as I know about Doctor Stone, it's like it's shonen, so time skips are not unheard of in shonen.
No, it's not. I have a feeling what they're gonna do is go the time skip route. Um, but overall, me and the friends that did watch this, we were entertained. We liked it. It was a good show, good watch. Would definitely recommend if you're still keeping up with Doctor Stone. Obviously, if you're in this far,
Yeah, I mean,
like why wouldn't you?
if you're ready, watch like season 2, part 1, or yeah, see whatever part you're on. Like, I feel like you're probably invested enough to keep watching.
Yeah. And like they've made a lot of good progress. They are actually going along with the plot, from what I've heard and seen. So very good, very well done. Yeah, check it out if you're still interested. Now, I don't know why, but Undead Unluck is not as popular as it should be. It is so fucking entertaining and actually
Now,
interesting.
I heard that I don't remember who told me this, but Undead Unluck is like super. I think it was you. Like the reason why it might not take off is because it's kind of very perverted in the very beginning. Like they do a
Yeah.
lot of perverted things, but
Yep.
then it's kind of like how Hitman Reborn, where it's like the beginning is it's rough because the author didn't really know what they were doing. They were just making it for fun. And Undead Unluck has the same problem where it's like they don't really know what they're doing, but it gets better. And they move past that and they don't revisit it ever again. But
So
because of that,
actually, once you keep on watching, you realize no, the author actually knew exactly what they were doing.
oh well, then that's terrible because I mean,
How it's written, no. How it's written, it's not. It's a little bit perverted in the beginning, but like for a reason, and you will start understanding more as you keep on watching.
well, I'd say like just because it's perverted doesn't mean people won't like it. Like people loved Fire Force, and that's pretty fucking etchy.
Um, that being said, I wish it was more popular and was more talked about because it has an actual plot, interesting powers, interesting people, has and an actual cool world going on for it. It gives me a lot of in terms of visuals, it gives me a lot of Soul Eater and Fire Force vibes actually, and I actually love that. So
See, that's
it's
terrible because when I think Soul Eater and Fire Force, I think, oh god, they never end well. This man
it
does not know how to end any of his manga.
it might not, I don't know, but the journey itself is the fun part, and I'm very much enjoying it, and it feels very well fleshed out. The characters are actually interesting, very cool world. Beautiful to look at as well. Like you wouldn't think so. It's in the art style is reminiscent of a older anime, like maybe late 2000s art style, and I appreciate that. I fully appreciate that. Um, please go check it out. It's so worth watching. It's a fun watch as well, if I may say so myself. Like I have a good time watching it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I haven't heard very much about Undead Unluck.
yeah,
I
honestly, that's a shame because like it
I
should
heard
be talked
more
about more.
about it before it came out than after it aired.
Like you really haven't heard anything. That's the
Yeah,
same thing with
like
me. I'm
that's
like, why aren't people talking about
I
this?
remember
This is
before
cool.
Undead Unluck aired, people were talking about it. Like, "Oh, Undead Unluck's coming out and people might not like it because of how perverted it was and this and that." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay." Like,
I'm
I
like,
know the basic premise of the story,
it
why it's
turns
called
out the
Undead Unluck.
perversion has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, it's just there, and it's like, "Oh, that's kinda bad."
Like there's barely even any fan service in there actually. But either way, that's Undead Unluck.
I distinctly remember a panel where the main character guy's head is inside of the girl's boobs, and she's like, "Stop talking, my boobs are in your face." And I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" "Hey,
It's
yo, what the
completely
dog
silly. It's
doing?"
not fan service at all. It's
Yeah,
just so
yeah,
fucking silly.
that's okay, sure.
Just take my word for it. Now something I failed to properly check out, and I actually had to have a couple of my other friends, more normie friends, tell me about it, and then I watched it. Then I got the rest of the ACAD crew to watch it.
I don't think if the other guys watched it, but I watched it, and you fucking bastard. Why
I
wouldn't
know. I
why
didn't
wouldn't you
know. I
start
didn't
like
check.
alright, so we're talking about Apothecary Diaries, right? And I remember Chinoda being like, last recording, so have you seen Apothecary Diaries? I'm like, no. He's like, oh, it's really good. I'm like, okay, whatever, Chinoda, I don't care. So I decided I was gonna go watch Apothecary Diaries, like just cause I was like, yeah, I've heard it was rated 5.0. on Mal or on Crunchyroll. And I was like, that's kind of weird. Like a Crunchyroll show getting 5.0 stars. That's usually insane. Like good shows usually are like 4.7, 4.8, 4.9. Like I've never seen 5.0 across the board. So I'm like, okay, people are review bombing this for whatever reason. I'm like, okay, I'll watch it.
And it
And then
turns out
literally, and I'm watching it, and I see like music, Kevin Penkin, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You didn't tell me Kevin Penkin did the goddamn music. If you
I
told me,
didn't check out who
if
was
you told
doing
me
what.
our boy Kevin was doing the music, I would have checked it out. That's all you had to say. Hey, Kevin Penkin does the music. I'm like, real shit? Like, I'll watch it. Like, what the fuck, dude? So I'm just like sitting there because I was thinking, I was like, man, this music's really good. Like, what? I wonder who does the soundtrack. Kevin Penkin. Like, oh, well, shit. That
John
explains
cursed me
everything.
out. John cursed me out immediately after he
Yeah, what the
found out.
fuck's wrong with you, dude? Why wouldn't you lead with that? You know how much we love Kevin's music.
But it turns out more than just, and let me say real quick, the music in this, holy shit, on point. And it's not just the OPED, I mean the actual OST and the different OSTs that are in here. Absolute bangers and very well put together period pieces. And it fits so well. It's kind of stereotypical, but like it works so well, it fits.
So, Apothecary Diaries is it's kind of weird because it's a Japanese show made by a Japanese author about
About
China.
ancient China. Yeah.
Not not
Well,
ancient
not
China, but
ancient, but
Ming era China. So that's like imperialist China with like the emperor and stuff like that. So it's about like, the emperor era stuff. So it's pretty, you think if you know dynasty warriors and stuff like that, like Ming era is basically like that, the warring periods of China. You can just think of it like actually the Ming era would have been I think Ming is way after the warring periods. But anyway, it doesn't matter. What does matter is that it's beautifully animated. Aoi Yuki voices the main character, which is amazing. Phenomenal voice acting by our girl Aoi Yuki. Uh, the girl who voices Klee in Genshin Impact is like her best friend Mao, I think it is Mao or
yeah.
whatever.
No, Mao
So
Mao is the main character.
oh, that's the main character, yeah,
Yeah.
or
Oh, you're talking
Shangling,
about the
Shinling,
one in
and yeah,
the
her
short
friend,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
her friend in the clothes washing department. That's Klee. She's voiced by Klee.
Oh,
So I'm just like, hey, it's Klee. I recognize her voice anywhere. It's Klee. But yeah, great voice acting. So far the story is pretty good. I did not expect it to be a detective mystery kind of like show. It's like a thriller. It's like a drama
it is a
thriller.
thriller because it's all about political subterfuge and wonky medicine stuff happening in the Imperial Palace. The not the Imperial Palace, the back doors? No, the back palace. The back palace, yeah.
Yeah, the rear palace.
The rear palace, thank you.
Yeah, where all the
Which is where all the
concubines
concubines and
and stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
If you know anything about Imperial China history, like you know that there's the rear palace is where all the concubines lived for the emperor.
Yeah. It is very much a period piece. Like a lot of things are very, very true to how things were back in the day. So if you can't handle history and stuff like that, don't watch it. But you're missing out on something real good.
Yeah, I think it's a really good show.
No,
Like
it is.
just the thriller aspect, like the drama thriller aspect of it is very intriguing. I love that the character Mao Mao, the main character girl, I love that she's like super smart. It's
She's
like
actually incredibly smart, but she does not show it at all.
yeah,
She
she's like
plays it
she
off.
wants to be a hidden genius because she's like I know what happens to people who are too smart, sticking out like a sore thumb.
And she's right because that is what happens to people. They get used and they get scapegoated.
Yeah,
But she, because of where she grew up in the brothels, um, and she's seen all types of situations, what happens to all different types of people, and she observed, she learned, and she uses that on a daily basis to make sure that she's in the right place, not too difficult, but in but happy.
and then learning about all like the drama stuff that happens in the rear palace with the concubines and stuff is very interesting. Like, this show was quite this book series, I should say, and show was quite literally made to be like a TV soap opera drama for like women. But I just love it. I don't know, dude. It's entertaining.
As we get older, soap operas are more and more interesting.
I don't know. Normally I wouldn't say a soap opera is interesting, like, but I'm very interested in this.
And
Um,
the funny thing is all that drama is like a secondary plot is the thing, which is even more hilarious. Like it's just in the background, it happens, you learn about it, but that's not what the main thing is about.
no, the main thing was just about it's just following Mao Mao and how like things happen around the palace, and then because she's an inquisitive mind, she tries to figure out what happened.
And she eventually, even though she doesn't mean to, she keeps on gaining more and more attention to herself, and she tries so hard to deflect it. She even catches the emperor's attention at some point, and that's not a small thing.
Yeah, I know. She's like, "Oh god, I didn't want that at all." But yeah, where it ends, I believe Apothecary Diaries is not ended yet.
No, it's
Um,
a full 24 if
it's
I
a
remember right. Yeah.
24 episodes. It's gonna be two core, so it's not done yet. So we're only halfway through. I think it's
Actually, it's about to start airing again very soon, so I'm very excited.
yeah. So I definitely didn't. I had no expectations going in, other than like, oh, Shinoda likes it, so you know, yeah,
It's
take that
probably
with a grain of
garbage. I do
salt.
watch garbage.
So, but yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out. It's entertaining.
It's super good. Very interesting. No bullshit powers, just real people, real situations that used to happen. Um, Very thoroughly entertaining. And oh my god, it looks beautiful. It looks so crisp, so clean. I have not spotted a single animation mistake or any weird thing to see at all. And I'm just like, what the hell? How'd they like it's consistently good. That's what I'm so shocked by.
I don't remember who's the animation studio. Um,
Uh Let me check it out. Let's see.
I was gonna say C2C, but I'm like, no, that's Shangri-La Frontier.
No. All right. I have it. It is done by Square Enix, Toho Animation. Toho
It's Toho
Animation.
Animation. Okay, yeah, the team
And
at Toho
Toho,
Animation isn't bad.
yeah. They've done supporting work for uh MHA, JJK, Haikyuu, Dr. Stone.
No, Toho Animation's team is not bad. Like people, I don't know why people have this preconceived notion that Toho is a bad animation studio because it's like
No, they're
they
not.
think of the old Toho stuff, like Dragon Ball and all that stuff.
Oh
But that's
shit, they
that's
helped out
Toei.
with Jobless Reincarnation as well.
Yeah, no, it's I believe I thought they were producing.
Spy Family? Wow. They've
I
done
thought
a
they were a
lot of
production
good
company.
supporting
Yeah.
work apparently.
Hmm. So Toho's the main animation studio?
Actually, hold on. I might be wrong. No, no, no. OLM.
Oh, OLM is okay. That makes
Yeah.
I don't.
It was listed a bit weird where I originally
Yeah, I was
looked.
like Toho
Okay,
is more
so
of a like side producers. Like they
yeah.
help,
So
but
OLM
OLM,
does the
yeah,
main production, Toho Animation helps. But no, it looks absolutely visually gorgeous. I mean, it's disgusting
yeah.
how nice it looks.
I mean, I like the color designs and themes and stuff like that. Again, and I like all the stories that happen in the rear palace, like the different concubines and stuff like that. It's interesting.
It's fun, it's entertaining, the characters are interesting. It's a good watch. Highly recommend. You are honestly missing out on it if you haven't heard of it or you it's not for you, you think. At least check out an episode. It doesn't hurt to at least check it out.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
did you actually finish Berserk of Gluttony? Because we talked about this last monthly dump.
I did. I
You
did
actually
actually
finished it.
finish it. I
Okay,
finished it.
so I remember we talked about it the last monthly dump, and I called it was it Walmart Kirito and Walmart Asuna.
They really are though. That they
Yeah. It's Walmart Kirito and Walmart Asuna.
John, I fucking hate this. So fucking cursed.
I can't see that, bro.
I just got an email from Crunchyroll. If you like Berserk of Gluttony, you'll love. I'm just like, what the fuck is this timing? This is bullshit.
um, yeah, Berserk of Gluttony I read up to like I don't know, chapter 40 something, 30 something, I don't fucking remember. I
It's a
dropped it.
manhwa, right?
No, it's not a manhwa at all.
Oh, is it?
No,
Wait,
it's a
which one
light
is
novel. You're thinking of Returner's Magic.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
All right,
Berserk of
go on.
Gluttony is a light novel, and I read the manga, and I was like, I dropped it after like 30 or 40 chapters because I was like, this is boring.
So
No, it doesn't get any better. No, the lowly doesn't save the show.
it's dull. Like
Yeah,
even
boring.
I will say this. It's so fucking dull. It's not
Yeah, like
a
it's supposed to be. It's like the dullest edgy show you'll will watch.
yeah, like it edges so hard and it tries to be like, oh, he's that loner cool guy and he has a cursed power. It's like, oh my god, it's so fucking boring.
Yeah, I'm surprised it got
And
an
it's like,
anime to be honest.
yeah, so am I because I'm like, why the fuck would anyone want an anime of this? Like, the resources for what was used on this could have gone to something so much better. But we have to get a specified amount of trash every season, and this is what was created to met the quota. It's not good. It wasn't a fun watch. I don't even know why I completed it, just because I hate myself, I suppose. Um,
Yeah, I'm not sure why you would finish this. I told you it was boring, dude. I
I
told you after the
know
last monthly dub. I don't know why you like. Oh yeah,
it was a background watch, I guess. Like I played games while I watched it.
it's
So
even worse. I'd rather just like put on white noise, like actual TV white noise, than watch Berserk of Gluttony in the background.
oh god, that's so harsh. So true though. No, it tries overly hard to be edgy and it fails because of that. It just does too much. It doesn't look that great. Characters can be a little bit fun here and there, but overall especially the main character, so goddamn boring and such a like one track thing with him. He's like, I am the edge lord. That's it. And that it's not a good watch. Don't bother, don't think about it. Move on. All right, John, back to your list.
All right.
Where were we at? We were at
I was gonna talk about
Oh,
a Returner's
speaking of
Magic.
which,
Speaking of manhwa, so I watched Returner's Magic Should Be Special. I didn't know that it was getting an anime this soon. I thought it was gonna be after Solo Leveling for some reason. So I didn't even know it was coming out this season. And then I during the preview, I think, or maybe it was after that, I was just like, oh, it came out. Oh, I didn't even know. It was okay. It wasn't Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling drops in a couple of days from when we're recording right now. So it actually, by the time you guys watch this episode, Solo Leveling will be out. Go watch Solo Leveling. Don't go watch Returner's Magic. Did you watch Returner's Magic, by the way, Chinoda?
I did, and I completed it. I will say one thing. I want the pram. I want Pram the Twink to be railed.
You and everyone else. Like, that's a
Look,
pretty
he is
common
so
theme.
fucking cute, and I just
Yeah.
want to watch the main character rail the Twink.
They
That's what I
play
want
so
out of life.
hard into the whole like Pram is a bottom, like just
It's bo-
it's
it's literally got every characteristic. He loves head pats, for God's sake.
yeah. Well, in Returner's Magic, I think the 3D was shit, and I think that it was a poor adaptation of the manhwa because it's very slow. Like the first 12 episodes covers very minimum of like the interest. It's not even we're not even at the interesting part in Returner's Magic yet. This is the preamble we're at, and you only got halfway through the goddamn preamble. And I'm
I
like,
don't know if
yeah, I'm like, how do you adapt a show that slowly, but also not get any of the details, like not get most of the details out there because of
wait,
how
what?
slowly. Yeah. So the pacing, I remember you were like, it's very boring, right? Because it's very slow. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, because what they're adapting in the first 12 episodes, that's the preamble. Hell, the next 12 episodes is going to be the preamble to like the main story. Because I remember before I watched it, you were talking about it, and I was telling you like manhwa has a problem of it needs 100 chapters to start getting interesting.
Yeah, and
Like
we've
there's
ended
a
to a
yeah,
bit of a
there,
discussion about like
there's a
if
lot of
it
manhwa
needs.
like that.
Yeah.
The only exception to that rule would be manhwa that aren't long running, but like Tower of God,
Blech,
King, God of High School,
blech.
Crepuscle, Noblesse, and Returner's Magic. It
Oh
takes
wait,
a
hold on. You
hundred.
said noblesse. Blech.
Yes, all these other manhwa that got adapted into anime, but I don't think Crepuscle did. But that's another one that's like it takes 100 chapters to get interesting, to get to the real like, okay, here's the final interesting thing about the fucking thing, and it's like, oh god, we're finally here. It took 100 chapters. It's 100 weeks. It took 3.5 years to get here. Jesus,
Jesus Christ! What?
no, that's like 2 years, right?
How the
52.
hell do
Yeah.
you keep on publishing if you don't have anything?
Again, a lot of manhwa have like they go by seasons, right? Like season 0, the preamble, basically the build up, the first 100 chapters is
Yeah.
kind of like, here is the opening bit. If this was a movie, this would be the first movie in the trilogy, and then 2 and 3 would be the actual exciting things.
Good lord.
Yeah, it's a lot. It takes a long time to get to go anywhere. So I was upset that it took 12 episodes to cover basically like maybe 30 chapters worth, I think, of material. I'm not actually too sure on that. I'd have to go back and read.
It's half of the first little part is
Yeah,
what you're describing,
yeah,
and
it should be like the first
that's
50
not great
chapters.
pacing. That's
Well,
not great pacing at all.
yeah, and it's like, and it doesn't have, and it's terrible because this very beginning part is the boring part. And I'm like, I really wish they skip, if they weren't going to go into any detail and add any, like, here's some stuff happening in the background type of shit. Like, they only did one thing that was like, here's some shit that's happening in the background. And I'm like, that was it. It took like, it was
Which
three
part was
seconds.
that?
At the very end, when he beats the dude, there's
Yeah.
that person who was watching the fight, and then he leaves. That's it. And it's like, oh, there's a shadowy organization. Who is this?
Oh, that's
So
so fucking vague. There's a shadowy organization and everything. Jesus.
yeah, and it's like who? Because it's like there is a question, right? It's like who are the outers? Why are they doing this?
Yeah.
Why is this world that's like corrupted in shadow? And then like the whole thing with Desir coming back, and then like why is why is Zod, the tower guy, the magic man of the tower, why is he not question Desir? They didn't show the fucking chessboard game, because when they played, so
Wait,
in
was
in
that
the
actually
manga,
important?
yes,
You gotta be
I was
kidding me.
pissed off because I was like, they play chess, right, or their version of chess, and like Desir doesn't outright come out and tell him like, hey, I'm from the future. But he knows that if I play Zod in chess, Zod is smart enough to figure out this man knows me, but I don't know how he knows me. But there is a reason he knows me, but he can't say it
And like
because
they
there's
didn't
other
even
things that
play
need to
the
get done.
normal version. They played like a
Yeah, the
specific
extended, yeah.
rule
And I'm
version.
like, bro, that was like 2 chapters by itself, 2, 3 chapters when they were playing chess. And they didn't do any of it. They just show like the start of it and then it ends, and that's it. I'm like, motherfuckers. I wanted to see at least the chess scene.
Okay, so let me ask this. Clearly the anime it's really not worth the watching or thinking about. What about the manhwa itself? Is it worth reading?
I mean, if you like good story, yeah. But at the same time, Manhwa has that giant problem of it takes forever to do anything. It's a long time of waiting and reading for things to happen. So if you don't
How
have that type of patience, if you don't like stories that have payoff, like long running payoff,
yeah,
then you wouldn't like reading it. Because one thing that's different between Korean and like Chinese or even Japanese manga and stories, in a lot of Japanese stories, like it's pretty fast paced. Like
a lot
here's
more concise.
here's the main goal, and then here's conflict 1, 2, 3, 4 on their way to main goal,
Yeah.
right? In manhwa, Korean manhwa, here's the main premise. We don't really have a goal yet, but here's conflict 1 that we'll slowly go through, And then here's conflict 2 that we'll slowly go through, and you might be able to pick up like, oh, this is what's happening in the background, stuff like that. So it's hard to say that I to recommend manhwa to people because it's a very long time investment.
Okay, okay. Imagine you're talking to the people watching this that do read manhwa. Would you recommend that to them?
Yeah, if people like manhwa, I think Returner's Magic is a pretty decent manhwa.
Okay.
Not as good as
How
Solo
close is it
Leveling.
to how close is it to being finished?
Not near, not there. I stopped
Like
reading
every other
after
manhwa, not even close.
I haven't read it in like 6 months, so I have no idea where it's at now. Because again, I stopped reading manga and manhwa, so I'm behind by like 6 months. Just to let you know. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I'd rather watch Solo Leveling, and the reason why Solo
Couple
Leveling
days,
is
bro.
so
Couple
good,
days.
the only reason why Solo Leveling is so good is because it takes that Japanese approach of like, here's the overarching here's the end goal, here's conflict 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on our way to end goal. Like it's pretty fast paced, and it's good action.
I think it'll be pretty damn good because it doesn't have that same problem. Anyways, moving on from manhwa, our dating story. John, when did you start dating?
Oh my god. So I remember when we talked about this on the preview, I was like, I fucking hate this. Just the premise alone. Like watching the trailer, I hate this. Right?
Why do you hate romance, John? What's wrong with it?
It's not that I hate romance, okay? I hate things that are like obviously incel bait shows.
Yeah.
Like to me, I
The
think
self-insert shows
yes,
with
I don't like Sona Bisque doll, right? My dress up darling. I don't like it because I think that's incel bait as a show. Like the main character Gojo in My Dress Up Darling is he's a boring everyday man, but he's got this really cool hobby, and it just so happens that one of the hottest girls in his class likes this hobby of his, and it's like, yeah, bro, you keep thinking that if you do your weird jacking off to hentai hobby, it's gonna get you the hottest chick in school. Sure, you keep thinking that if you want, man. All right. So was under the assumption that our dating story was gonna be like this, and it kind of is, but it isn't. So let me
explain.
explain.
Yeah.
Um, watching the first episode, I wrote this down. You don't
You were
deserve this gal, you vanilla pudding fuck.
you were so ready to hate. You were so
I
ready to
I
hate.
was I was so ready because I watched the preview and I said I think this is gonna be a self insert for like the self
The
fulfilling fantasy
losers.
for for the incels, and I'm like I hate this. I hate these type of shows that pander to the people like that. As it turns out, it's not like that at all.
Got debated.
I got you baited. This is honestly the healthiest teenage romance rom com I have ever seen. Like they, so the main character guy, he wants to confess to the one of the hottest, the most popular girl in his class, who's a gal, right? And if you've been following this podcast long enough, you know I love gals. I love them gals. I love all the gals, white gals,
Premium
black
meat, man.
gals, just
Premium.
premium, right? Give me those gyarus. So I watched it, and it's so about the guy. He wants to confess to her because he thinks she's hot. And then him and he's like a nerd, I believe. He's an otaku or some shit. Like he's just a nerd of
One of
something.
us. One of
Yeah,
us.
he's one of us. One. And him and his friends, they're like, all right, whoever has the highest score on this test, we're gonna make him do something. And it turns out this guy had the highest scores. So his two other nerd friends are like, all right, we're gonna make you confess to your crush. So he goes up
Hey,
to the
wingman.
gal, and then he confesses to her, and she's like, "Yeah, sure, let's go out." And he's like, "What? Eh?"
Like the fuck just happened? What?
Yeah. And then he like literally, we're talking first 15 minutes of this show. He goes to her house and he's like too nervous to sit down because he can't believe that they're dating and he's in her room right now. She's like, "Oh, all right, let's have sex then." And it's like, "Yo,
Hold on.
yeah,
What? What?
yes."
First episode?
First episode, she was like, "All right, get them pants off, boy. Let's have sex." And I'm like,
Damn.
"Yo!"
Do they?
No, they don't. because he's a little fucking bitch boy. He says, "Oh, we shouldn't be having sex. We don't even know each other." And then she's like, "But aren't we boyfriend girlfriend? Aren't we dating? Like this is stuff that boyfriend and girlfriends do." And then the guy goes and he thinks about like, "Oh, they were spreading rumors about her saying she's super easy and she always has a new boyfriend every like 2 months and stuff like that." So they think she's like a huge slut. And as it turns out, like, oh, she did sleep with all the guys that she dated. And it's like, oh, well, that's pretty fucked up. So, you leave episode one, you're like, okay, that's kind of like that's not incel bait at all, because one, incels would hate having what they call used goods. Just so
Ugh,
dumb.
I
First and
hate
foremost,
that.
like, yeah, like what?
Like
But
people enjoying sex? How dare they?
yeah, I know, right? Like, what the fuck? So, he doesn't want to have sex with her because he's like, I'm not like those other guys. I want you to have sex with me when you want to have sex with me. And I'm like, what? Healthy boundaries?
Hold the fuck up.
Is
What?
that
What do you mean?
is that he doesn't care that she slept with her other boyfriends and she's not a virgin? What he cares about is her feelings? I'm like, what?
Is this guy even an incel?
And like, this isn't an incel at all. This is a real nice guy. He's a pretty stand-up guy. And she's like, well, don't you want to have sex? He's like, of course I do, but I don't want to have sex just because you think we should have sex because we're boyfriend girlfriend. I want you to have sex because you like me. And I'm like, yo, fucking like giga brain. This is a giga
Man,
Chad, bro.
man's
Like,
a
oh,
fucking chud. Let's fucking go.
bro. And so it just goes on from there, and they have cute dating moments, and like whenever there's a miscommunication, like there's an episode, like I think it's in episode 4, where he thinks she wants to break up with him, and he actually comes clean with his feelings. He's like, I think you're too hot for me, and I don't really think I deserve you. And she's like, well, I'm happy that you talked to me about that, because like I think that you're a pretty cool guy. Like there's a lot of things that you do for me that my other boyfriends never did for
Hold
me, and
on,
this and that.
John. This sounds like actual communication.
Yes, I
What?
know. Actual communication, healthy teenage
Teenagers don't do
romance.
that. What are you talking about?
I mean, yes and no. There's some healthy communication, and the point is, I'm trying to get to you here, right? Is that they actually communicate their feelings to one another, and the main character guy actually has an interest. Like he takes her out on a date, right? And he takes her out to all these bubble tea places and stuff like that, and she's just like, "Oh, like you're focused so much on like do you even like doing all these things, cuz you're not really paying attention. You're just taking notes." He's like, "Well, to be honest, I've never gone on dates before because you're my first girlfriend, and I really just wanted to make sure that you were having a good time. So I'm taking notes on what you like." And it's like, wow, I've never had guys do that. I'm like,
Yo, I'm
bro,
kind of falling for this guy.
bro, this
Like,
guy, like,
yo,
oh man.
guys,
He's
take notes.
caring. like no shit. I'm like, oh my god, he's actually doing the right shit. He's listening to his partner. He's paying attention to her needs. He's being communicative, and not just like, and he trusts her. He's like, I don't believe in those rumors. I'm gonna trust you for who you are. I don't care about all the guys that you slept with before. I care about who you are now. And I'm like, bro, this Giga Chad, bro.
What a
and
guy.
and contrary to all like the bullshit, there's no bullshit that happens throughout the entire 12 episodes. I'm like, what?
Wait, hold on, but you gotta have a little bit of bullshit to advance plot.
There's a little bit of bullshit where eventually,
Fucking knew
she
it.
well, when we get towards the end, she feels like, well, we don't have that much in common, right? Like he's kind of a nerd and she's a stylish garu. She likes doing popular girl stuff, and he likes, playing freaking watching streamers and stuff like that. But the thing that happens is basically she has a twin sister that also likes the main character guy, but
Oh,
there's some conflict about that. And oh god, fuck her. Her twin sister is a bitch. I hate that chick.
oh shit.
Yeah, she
You
basically
know
she
it's
tried
good when John's actually passionate.
because she tries to snatch her sister's man. She's just like tries to
What a
seduce him
hoe.
left and right. She's a fucking hoe. And it's like the only reason she's trying to snatch him in the beginning is because she hates her sister. That's it. She starts spreading rumors and shit. And I'm just like, and all that she did, all the younger sister did was make their bond stronger. Until eventually, though, the older sister is feeling fucked up over it because she's like, I took everything from my younger sister. And because the older sister, the Yaru, she's always caring and wants to give to the people around her. Like she's actually a very nice girl, right? She always wants to do whatever her partner wants and stuff like that. That's why she was having sex with them, because it's like, the only type of guys that would be confident enough to date him are like also super flirty guys. And when it turns out like she's actually a nice girl, and she's not just she's like an easy lay, but she's also just like always wants to do what you want to do, but she doesn't have her own opinion. It's like she's always serving on you and shit like that. Then they break up with her, and it's like that. But she's always trying to help other people because she's a nice girl. But when she
Oh.
realizes her younger sister is actually the one girl that her boyfriend confessed to before but got rejected by. So it turns out like he had feelings for her in the past, and now it turns out that her younger sister now actually has real feelings for him. So she's like, "Well, I don't want to take any more from my younger sister, so I feel like we should break up." And I'm just like, "Yo, this conflict. Yo, what
Oh,
the
it
fuck,
actually got
man?"
deep. Hold on, I actually
Yeah,
got
and I'm just like,
invested.
you know, "You're such a good girl, like, that's so fucked up." So then, like, she goes and breaks up with him and shit like that, and then I'm like, "Oh, man, is it gonna be like one of those where they break up, now he's gonna date the sister?" It's like, no. He says the main character bro, Giga Chad, you know what he does? He says he starts crying, he's like, "No, I don't wanna break up. I don't care that we don't have that much in common." And he lets all of his feelings out, and then she lets all her feelings out. They communicate. They have a big fucking cry, and I'm like, "Ah, man." Ah!
All right, fuck. You sold me. I'll watch it.
It's a good romance. It's
Where is it on? Is
healthy.
it on Crunchy
It was on
or
Crunchyroll. So
okay.
I was going into our dating story expecting your typical like freaking incel like bait show. Definitely
Yeah.
not. Like I'm honestly, if incels followed even half of what this main character does and actually being caring for your partner, being open to them and being communicative and shit like that, not controlling, not being a weird fucking stalker, like it would work out for them. Like holy shit. I'm very surprised. I really liked it. I was ready to hate this show with the passion that I have the hate passionate hate I have for Sona Bisque doll. I was ready. That it just is like, nope, just slapped me across the face. It's like, nope,
How
I'm actually a good
disappointed you
story.
were.
I was disappointed I couldn't hate on it. I was disappointed it was good.
um, glad you actually found something that you really like that.
Yeah,
All right, no,
it
I'll
definitely
check it out.
surprised me.
This sounds actually entertaining, really good. Yeah. Uh, John, I know you didn't like it, but I really like the family circumstances of the regular witch. I thought it was cute. You
It's
say
cute, but
it was
it's
the same
boring.
joke over and over.
Yeah,
It wasn't. It had different jokes. It was very much a one episode. A single episode had its own plot line thing. It reused a couple jokes here and there, but it was done in such a cute way. And
I thought it was boring.
it was a slice of life. It was a cute little slice of life. It's a turn your brain off slice of life. I love those. What
I
do
don't
they
know.
call them? Isekais or something?
No, you're
What was
talking
it?
about oh my god,
Comfy shows.
comfy shows. Yeah,
You know the word
oh,
I'm talking about.
ESG.
Ieshike, yeah. Well, it's comparable to that. I don't know if it's necessarily a Ieshike, but it's a cute little watch. It was a fun thing. I would. It's one of those shows that I would recommend to normies. I would say.
I mean, I didn't like it. I don't think it was bad. I just didn't like it. Like it's like you said, it's one of those turn your brain off shows. Like you'll just watch it in the background passively. It's kind
Yeah.
of just whatever, you know.
No real
To me, I
plot.
didn't think. Yeah, there's no real plot. It's just you sit and watch like haha cute things happening. It's a
Yeah,
comfy
that's
show,
it.
like you're saying. It's a Yashike, and
Cute
to me,
girls
I'm
doing
like,
cute things, but not
yeah,
like
and it's like it's not egregious, but I don't think it's not good either. Like it's I would compare it to thinking of no Flying Witch was fucking hilarious. No, Flying Witch
no.
is a good
Flying witch
EHK.
was flying witch is up there.
Is the Order a Rabbit? I'd compare it to that, where it's like it's just cute girls doing cute things and just turn your fucking brain off and watch. Like, Is the Order a Rabbit is a lot more cute, I'd say, than Family Circumstances of the Irregular Witch because it's like it's got little girls in it, but it's the same type of story of like there's nothing going on.
Yeah, it's just stuff happens here and there, and it's not nothing serious.
Yeah.
Just a chill watch. I like that. I had a good time with it. Oh, John, I fucking hated the potion anime. I
I
hated
shall
it.
survive using potions. I also thought it was trash. I can't say I hated it though, because I'm like, this I watched this show and I was like, I don't care for it. I don't like it and I don't hate it. Like it's a very 5 out of 10 show.
Okay, let me explain why I hate it. Every time something happens, the character does whatever the fuck she wants and it just works out because she has bullshit magic powers. The world is basically made for her to work out, and she's basically best friends with God, who she can call at any single moment to solve stuff.
Yeah.
It is so fucking boring. It is not fun to watch. It wasn't pretty. There was nothing good
Yeah,
about it.
it
There
was
was
kind of a
nothing
little
I
bit
could say.
off-putting with the art style being like it was chibi, but also not. It's like
Yeah, it's
semi-chibi.
like they had some chibis, it had some that like look kind of regular anime, and it was weird watching it. Like I was
Yeah,
like, what the
and her
hell?
power of like I basically can create any type of potion as long as I can create a car as long as I call it's a car shaped potion and
Yeah,
it works. It's like that's
and
so
it does
dumb.
work. Like she's like, I want a car, and it just happens to have a little potion in there,
Yeah,
and
it's
she
just
has a car.
it's a car shaped potion that's fueled by the potion and it
It's
works.
complete and utter
It's a
bullshit.
fucking unbreakable blade that was that in the shape of it's an unbreakable blade potion bottle. And it's like
Yeah,
it's so dumb.
it's a OP isekai
Yeah,
skill anime.
it's OP
It's so
isekai.
fucking boring. It's so dumb. I hate this character. I hate the cast. There's like one character that I don't hate, and it's this little girl that the main character adopts, and she's just
Oh
super
yeah, her
cute.
little sister. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's just adorable. That's it. Everything else I fucking hate because it's so dull. There's nothing interesting that happens, and like everything gets there were so many moments of and then everybody clapped. If you know what I'm talking about, it's very much a green text story of like, and everything worked out in the end. I'm just like, this is not done well at all. Like, I could have forgiven a lot of things. The music, how shitty it looks, if it was just written okay. But
No,
my god, it's
I don't think
so
it's there's
bad.
I would definitely agree. There's nothing redeeming about this show. I Shall Survive Using Potions is just it's a mid-tier anime at
I
best.
I don't think it's mid tier. I think it's actively in the bad.
I don't
I
think so.
I think it's actively that bad, bro. I
I think
think people should actively avoid it.
I mean, I don't think people should go watch it, but I'm like, if you want to watch it, go ahead. It's not something I'd be like, don't watch it. That's how I feel about that's how you feel about I Shall Survive Using Potions is how I feel about Tier Moon, bro. I would actively tell people to go watch better villainous anime.
Speaking of which, since we talked about it, Tier Moon. Okay, I don't hate it. I I don't feel super strongly about it. I don't think it's like the greatest thing ever, but I thought it was mid.
All right, here's the deal. I told Chinoda that Apothecary Diaries was good, and he got on his fucking high horse and was like, "Oh, you like my recommendation? You should watch Tier Moon." And so I'm like, I roll my fucking eyes and I watch Tier Moon for 3 episodes. I'm like, this fucking sucks. And I let Chinoda know your taste in anime is trash. Tier Moon sucks. There are better villainous anime out there.
And there is. I fully agree with that. Now, this being said, well, when we were talking about this was while we were still watching it. It was still airing, and like we only watched like one or two episodes at that point. So
Yeah, I only
very early
watched three
on.
episodes.
Yeah, I finished it now. Um One of the things we thought of how this story would go is the main character. We thought it's now first of all, real quick, it's not a isekai. It's a time travel anime.
Yeah, time regression.
Yeah,
She goes from the future back to the past, and now she wants to avoid the future that
yeah,
got her.
because she was guillotined. It's in the first episode. It's literally
Yeah,
in the
she.
trailers. It's not a
Yeah.
spoiler. She was guillotined, and
Well, I mean, the synopsis is like, all right, this spoiled princess, her because of how she was spoiled and how the royal family basically didn't help the poor people in her country, they revolted, and then she was trapped as a prisoner for 3 years, and then she gets guillotined. But while she was a prisoner, she wrote
wrote
in
a
a
diary.
diary, and she had that diary with her when she time regressed, and she's like, "Oh God, I don't want to die. Oh, I'm so scared of dying again." So she's trying to prevent that from happening by bettering her country. So I
And,
predicted that.
we thought that it was going to go in the route of, oh, she's going to become a better person and, it's going to be stereotypical. No, she actually doesn't become that much of a better person. She becomes a little bit better, but not for the right reasons. Like,
Yeah.
she
So
still has her
my
core thing of, I just want to live and not be
yeah,
guillotined.
I thought that the show was dumb because after I got done with episode 3, I'm like, "Okay, it doesn't look like she's learning any lessons. She's not trying to better her country because she finally understood the, pains and struggling of her people because she also was starved in a dungeon for 3 years and stuff like that. It turns out she's only doing this because she doesn't wanna die again." And I'm like, "That joke is old." Like, that joke was old after episode 2, and they're still using the same joke in episode 3, and I feel like they're gonna keep using this exact same joke until the fucking end. And
Guess what?
people
They
are
did.
and I was like, people are gonna misunderstand that she's doing it because she cares about her country, but when in fact she doesn't. And the entire joke here is that she regressed in time and doesn't wanna die, and is doing things to avoid dying, not
And
because
the
she's
act,
better or anything. It's like
I
she
will
doesn't
say,
learn. She doesn't actively learn about any of it. I'm like, how do you not learn after 3 years of suffering in a dungeon, being tortured and shit and starved and shit like that, that you don't learn to be better? You don't
I will
learn to
say,
understand the struggles of your people. Like, what the fuck?
she takes actions to better her better her country and like surrounding countries to like make things go better, mostly like because she doesn't want to die mostly, but she does things that are like so specific, so convoluted, and everyone's like, oh, she's doing this because she's a genius and she's so empathetic. And
Yeah,
it's a
and
repeated
normally,
joke that keeps
what's
on
funny?
going. I find it
Normally,
kind of funny.
yeah, normally I would like that because, like, that's why I like Overlord.
Yeah.
Sasuga Einsama, like,
Saga, yeah. Sausages.
exactly.
I'm someone.
I thought it was gonna be like Sasuga, but I'm like, I just I can't feel any happiness that she's getting away with it because it's just like I don't like her personality. I don't like her. Usually in a lot of these last boss or in the villainous animes, like Ultimate Isekai genre, where like they become the villainous of the story, they become very likable. Um, like I will make
It's the
the
whole redeeming factor.
yeah, it's like usually they become likable, but I'm like, I do not like this main character. Now, maybe I'd like her later on, but after 3 episodes, I was like, nah, I don't I don't care to watch the rest of this story unfold if it's gonna be the exact same joke for the next 9 fucking episodes.
Unfortunately, I can confirm it is basically the exact same joke for 9 fucking episodes. She becomes a little bit better. She actually does start caring about some people, but overall, it's still the same repeated plot. I will go ahead and
I
spoil
will
to you.
say, if you're gonna watch a villainous anime that's about something like this, I would definitely recommend uh the last
Bacarina?
no, not Baccarina. Um fuck, what was it called? The last villainous. Oh my god,
Last
let
villainous.
me go
Lesbian
on with it.
vampires?
No, not the lesbian. No, there's another villainous one that I thought was really good. The villainous last heretical boss or something.
Oh, I've heard a little bit about it, but I
The
haven't checked it
heretical
out.
last boss villainous. I will not die or something. That is a very good one where the girl becomes she reincarnates into this game and she knows that she's the villainous, but she actually cares about all the like characters and stuff like that. And she still thinks she's bad and she wants to do good and she continues to do good for the kingdom and her people. But she still thinks like it's inevitable that she's gonna die because she's the villainous. So I think that's a good villainous anime. That's one that's very redeeming. She's a very likable character. She actually
Yeah.
cares about people.
Basically, what we're saying is, don't watch this if you're not into the same thing over and over. It's okay at best. It doesn't really have anything good or redeeming about it.
I can't even say it's 5 out of 10, bro. This was like a
Yeah,
freaking 3 out of 10 show for me.
I don't
But
blame you
I
for that.
only watched 3
Oh,
episodes.
oh, 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 and it has an egregious use of CGI in a dance scene. And
Oh,
like, oh my god. So there was this particular ball that happened, and there was a dance scene in it. And they did such a horrible thing of there were specific parts where they zoomed out and you could tell they were like CGI models done real badly moving around. Then you got the closer shots, it looked beautiful and all that. But like, oh, like a couple seconds later, you zoom out and like you see ugly CGI model. I'm like, oh no, why would they do this? It looks so bad.
I
Like
don't
I
know, bro.
honestly thought my video wasn't rendering right or something. So like I exited
Yeah,
out,
man, this is
came
at
back in,
360p, bro. What the heck?
and then I was like, no, they actually did the thing of while it zoomed out, no details. I'm like, but you obviously see the ugly CGI model. I'm like, why the fuck did they do this? Like, and that was the only time they used it too. I was like, why the fuck did you happen to use this now? It looks so ugly.
I mean, I thought the
And
writing
they
was bad,
completely ruined
but
what could have been
even
a
the
like
production of it
actual
is bad.
nice.
Like, come on.
They ruined what could have been an actual nice dance scene because that it was so glaringly distracting. Oh,
All
don't
right.
watch it. It's not worth
So
the time.
I want to wrap up my list with my last two. I
Okay.
don't have much to say about these two. I'm going to talk about Shy first because I have very little to say about it. And it's not an MHA ripoff, which makes it even worse. That's all I got to say. It's about a it's a superhero anime, okay? And every country has a superhero. They're stereotypes. Russia's a drunk.
Hell
Shy
yeah.
Shy is Japan's hero, and she's very shy. Like ooh, stares at the floor. I'm very shy. That's her problem, and she has to overcome it to save people. I feel like Shy could have good makings for a good show because I think the main character's name is Stigma or some shit. I don't remember. I don't actually remember the antagonist's name, but basically it's about heart, right? The hero's powers is that they can make if they believe hard enough, they can use their powers and unleash their fiery spirits and
The
whatnot,
fuck?
right? Yes, it's about believing in the power of yourself. Okay, the anime, it's a hero anime, duh. And the main antagonist is someone who's like, oh, but what about the dark corners that lie in people's hearts? Mm? And I'm like, okay, that can be a good series because it's pretty crazy about like, there's the first main villain person is like he goes to this girl and it's like she has this terrible feeling in her heart that she doesn't deserve happiness because everyone who cares for her dies. And I'm like, okay,
Oh,
yeah. So she has survivor's guilt, you know.
yeah.
So I understand that. I'm like, okay, that could be interesting. But it's like, and then the heroes are like, oh, but we have the power of our own hearts and believing in ourselves and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, oh, that's it. And then every episode starts off with like, oh, I'm too shy to do this, guys. And then she somehow finds the courage to do it anyway. I'm like, oh, okay.
This
I just
seems
watched.
very formulaic.
It is extremely formulaic. I if it was more of an MHA ripoff, like the music, the art, the animation, I would like it a lot more. It's very boring of a hero anime.
Oh, that's a cardinal sin.
Yeah,
You
like
should not be boring if you're like a hero anime.
if you are a hero comic book or anime or any like if you're hero based anything, you've either have to have very intriguing story or very awesome fights and action. If you don't have either of those, I don't know what the hell you're doing in this genre.
Oh, me and Tommy are watching Hero Man right now, and like it's got a little bit of something, so that makes it worth watching. But geez, this does not sound.
Yeah, no, I don't recommend Shy. I don't think people would like it. Like, if you like MHA, you probably wouldn't like Shy because it's just because it's hero doesn't mean it's good, you know?
Now, I did hear one redeeming factor about this. Something something gun lolly?
Oh, yeah, America's Hero. I haven't met America's Hero yet, but, so far I've seen, like, Switzerland's Hero, Russia's Hero. I just met China's Hero, actually, and he's like a femboy twink.
Oh,
So,
hello.
yeah, I know. I was like, "What, China's Hero is a femboy twink? What? That's so weird." But, in the opening sequence, you see a bunch of heroes, and I see a gun-toting, like, blonde loli. So I'm like, "That's probably America." I'm sure that's America's Hero. Britain's Hero was David Bowie, which was fucking hilarious. And
What?
I did, yes, so David Bowie, hi his name is, Stardust, by the way.
That's
So
fucking David Bowie, Jesus
I
Christ.
know, Ziggy Stardust, his alter ego, right? So the character looks like David Bowie, and his name is like Davy something John.
Good lord, they couldn't have done.
Yeah, like his name is Davy, right? And his hero name is Stardust, and he looks like David Bowie. And I'm like, he's literally just David Bowie. Like, come on. Talk about
Amazing.
taking inspiration, right? But no, his power is that he's British, so he has no empathy. He has no heart. You can't sway his emotions. So in one of the instances that he meets Shy, uh the goddess of heroes or whatever, the commander of heroes, I don't, she's like some moon goddess or some shit. It looks like Sailor Moon, and she has this veil. You don't see her face, but anyway,
The
she's like,
fuck?
Shy, you need to learn how to harness the power of shyness or whatever. So we chose David Bowie to fight you because David Bowie's power is that he doesn't give a fuck. So he kicks the absolute shit out of her.
Hold on, that actually sounds funny. Hold on, that
That,
actually sounds entertaining.
listen, I did not expect for a 14-year-old girl to get the shit kicked out of her by a 30 or 40-year-old British man. Let me tell you.
Oh, like, I kind of want to see a clip of that now, just to watch
That
that.
alone, I was like, if it was more like to this, I'd probably like the show, but it's like this is the one moment in in the first 6 episodes that really stuck out to me. Other than the fact that there's Switzerland, she meets the hero Switzerland. Her name's Black, and she's a fucking chuny. She's like, I will heal all the ailments in the world, and this and that. But then they do this real sad thing where it's like, she's like, "Oh, do you like climbing mountains?" And Shy's like, "Oh, I'm not really an outdoors type person." And then she climbs the mountain. She's like, "Yeah, I used to get bullied for not being able to climb mountains." And then Shy's like, "Oh, why?" And then Black, Switzerland's hero, fucking takes off her legs. She's fucking handicapped, bro. And I'm like,
Oh,
yo,
oh,
yo, what the
that's actually interesting though.
yeah, and I was like, yo, that's pretty fucked up. The people in Switzerland bullied you because you couldn't hike mountains because you live, you're Swiss and you live in Switzerland. Of course, you gotta hike mountains. But it's like, bro, she doesn't have feet. She lost her feet. Like, what the fuck? You bullying her because she don't have feet? That's fucked up.
Minus points from this anime for no feet.
Well, she has like mechanical feet, but
Yeah,
it's like I'm
goddamn, that's
like
adorable.
I'm saying, there's traces of like good story and stuff in here, but they don't show it very often. Like
It
those are
just
like the
doesn't
two
pander out.
highlights. Yeah, so maybe it gets better. Maybe it's just a slow start. I don't know, but if people want to check it out, like go check it out. Like I heard about Shy before it came out as an anime. People do like the manga. It did sell pretty well. Like I think the first volume sold like 1 million copies or whatever. So apparently it's pretty good if it sold 1 million copies.
Wow, that's not a small amount actually.
No,
Huh.
that isn't a small amount. So
That there
again,
might be something there.
it might be something there. Maybe the start is just slow. So, but I just didn't care about the animation is done by 8-bit, and I'm like, the animation wasn't outstanding. The art style and stuff like that's not outstanding. So there's not much in the visuals department that I can really give it points for. Considering especially that it's 8-bit. I'm like, what happened to 8-bit? You guys used to be really good.
Gone downhill.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, if you want to check out Shy, go ahead. Maybe it gets better. Like if anyone else has seen it or likes it, like let me know if it does get better. Maybe I'll finish it because I do kind of want to see what America's Hero is because I'm hoping it's the lowly with guns.
I mean, it's a blonde lolly with a gun. Like, who
Like,
else
come
could
on,
be America?
who else? That sums up America quite well. But yeah. Then the last anime I watched, and I just absolutely just hated this fucking anime. By the way, The Kingdoms of Ruin. Holy fucking shit. How edgy can you be? I hate everyone in this fucking show. It needs about 60% more revenging and 100% less whiny little bitch babies. Okay? So, it starts off the Kingdom of Ruin, it's a magical fantasy world about witches, right? And they're like, "Oh, witches were a gift from God. Witches will help lead humanity, and they should never abuse their powers." Then it cuts to here's humanity going, "We fucking hate witches. We're gonna kill them all because we don't need them. We have the power of science, bitch." And
Sounds
I'm
about
just
right.
like, okay, here's this suspicious looking queen. I'm like, she's obviously a witch. She's manipulating the king to do this and kill the rest of the witches. What for? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. Guess what happened, Chinoda?
Exactly that.
Exactly that. I'm like, wow, I didn't see that coming whatsoever in the first fucking 10 minutes of this anime. Whoa. And there's a lot of blood and gore. It's very violent.
Like
Like,
actual blood and gore.
oh yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Like actual like people getting sliced in half and blown up and shit. Pretty fucked up.
Ooh.
Um so yeah, it's very violent and gory. So if you like shows that like do that, sure, but it was just so annoying watching it because here's this guy. He's basically he's a human, but he's an apprentice of a witch, right? And he and her get caught and then she gets executed in front of him, right? After getting mad disrespected, like the king rips off her shirt and is like, "Die, you dumb bitch." She's like, "Quit hiding your titties." And then she gets shot to death and blown up into pieces and shit in
Holy
front of the
shit.
kid. Yeah,
Jesus.
exactly. Yeah, first 10 minutes, by the way, bro. Very violent. So this kid like vows to get revenge, and eventually he finally escapes like 10 years later or whatever the fuck it was. And he's like, "I'm out for blood." And then he like a lot of people die as collateral in his like going to get revenge and stuff like that. And basically everyone keeps dying as collateral on his pathway to revenge. And that's the whole show. There's this girl who saves him who's like, she's also a witch, and she's like, "Oh, you shouldn't kill people. You should have a heart. Oh, these people didn't do anything wrong." I'm like, okay, lady, for the last 20 years, humanity has been murdering your kind
Literally
nonstop,
genociding.
as fucked up as they could, stripping you naked and then spearing you through the ass and shit like that, putting you
Holy
on display.
fuck.
Okay.
Jesus.
And it's just like, well, we need to stop the violence, stop the chain of hatred. I'm like, okay, but they're not stopping. You stopping killing them is not stopping the humans from killing you. And then they killed all of your friends, and you're still like, "Oh, we can't be evil. I know you have a good heart, main character guy." I'm like, he literally killed women and children when you met him. He didn't care then, and he does not care now. And he is still killing women and children just because he's mad. But she's yeah, exactly. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So it ended. Um, and it's revealed that oh the king dies, he was actually under the witch's spell this whole entire time, and I'm like, whoa, I totally didn't call that from the very fucking beginning. Whoa, how very contrived of a plot point. And it ends there, like it gets revealed that oh she's actually a witch. That's it.
So it gets left on a cliffhanger?
Yeah, the cliffhanger is like oh he goes and fights this one dude who has dreadlocks, and he has like he's got really bad 3D CGI in the fight. He pokes her eyes out, the whiny bitch baby girl, heroine. She gets her eyes like gouged out. So again, it's very violent and gory. But that's about it. It's I don't know what's appealing about this show. I don't know why people really I think it's like a 4.7 on Crunchyroll or something. Pretty sure it's like a 7 or a 7.5 or something on Mal. I don't know. I know why people like it because again, it's very gory. So you know, there's an appeal to that. It doesn't half-ass its violence. It's very violent.
This honestly, it doesn't sound great, and I don't know why.
It isn't great.
Why would anyone watch this?
I don't know.
All right.
Like it's boring. There's not much to it. I think it got greenlit for a season 2, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it did. I don't actually know. Don't quote me on that, but mm, but I
All
was
right.
disappointed about it.
I might check out a couple of clips to see if I'm interested, but otherwise,
Bro, just
that's
watch the first episode, and it's like if you can stand watching the first episode, then you'll be able to watch the entirety of the series because
no.
the
I mean,
first
I have
episode
no problems
basically
with
is.
blood and gore.
Well,
It's
I'm just saying,
just
like the entire way that first episode is shot is basically how the rest of the show goes.
oh, okay, all right,
Every episode of like people are trying to use him and this and that, and just fucking ends up with blood and gore and blah 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 blah. Doesn't matter. Boring.
all right. Um, all right. I want to go a little bit fast because I have to get some spam sandwiches. So, JJK season 2, part 2 happened. It was a lot of suffering. The whole season went over a single day called the Shibuya incident, and a lot of suffering. My poor boy Yuichi. It was a fun watch. Beautiful visuals. Again, so much suffering.
Is
I
season two
love
done?
some.
Is it all the
Yes,
episodes
it's
are out?
done. It's done. It is done.
Okay, with that weird ass release schedule. I was waiting for it all to be done before I watched it.
Okay. No,
I
it's
haven't seen
worth
season 2 yet.
watching. It's worth watching. There was a couple criticisms here and there for some animation stuff, but
Bro, like
yeah.
after we learned about the Mappa thing,
Uh,
like I can I blame them? Like, come
yeah.
on.
Okay. Do you want to give a TLDR of that real quick for anyone who doesn't know?
For anyone who doesn't know, it was found out that Mappa, when we were like, wow, look at all these shows that they're cranking out and such high quality too.
We're like, how the
Uh,
fuck are they doing this?
how
Turns
were they
out it
doing
was
it?
abuse.
It was abuse. Who knew? They were being, forced to work upwards to 20 hours every fucking day, just animating projects left and right, nonstop. So that's why they had so many shows that they were doing that was pretty well done. So Jujutsu Kaisen had its weird ass release schedule because of like the ramifications of that.
Yeah, and the whole situation. I don't want to go into it too much, but situation sucks so bad. Like they made such beautiful art, but people do not deserve to suffer, especially the
No,
animes. The people who literally create the shows we love, this medium we love, do not deserve to suffer like this. So it sucks what happens to them. Hopefully
my advice
things
to all
go
those
better for them.
the Mappa animators, like go ask if Bug Films wants to hire you because they hate shit like that too, and they will delay a show instead.
Yeah,
And
really.
as a show support, like I'll watch anything that Buck Films does now. Now that I know about the origin of their studio and how they treat their animators, apparently they treat them okay because they decided to delay and possibly ruin their financial future instead of like pushing shit out.
But yeah, JJK season 2, good what fun watch, very entertaining, lots of suffering. Suffer porn is hardcore. It's a good time. Um I also finished the Faraway Paladin season 2, the what was it? Iron Mountain, the Rust
Lord
Mountain,
Lord of the Rust Mountain.
the Lord of the Rust Mountain. Basically the party versus a dragon.
Yeah,
The evil
your
dragon.
your D&D party goes and fights a red dragon, an evil dragon. They go and fight Tiamat.
Yeah. Well, not Tiamat, but actually, yeah, no. In terms of lore, it is Tiamat.
Yeah, it's Tiamat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, they fight a big bad evil dragon. Um, cool fight. The lead up to it is really cool as well. You don't just jump into, oh yeah, and now they're fighting a dragon. No, like there's a build up to it happening, and it happens a bit slowly, but like it ramps up speed,
Yeah, like
and
the
you
story
see,
about like the dwarfs and stuff like that, and like the chieftain's son, I
yep,
believe that's what he was, and like the redeeming the redemption of the king of the dwarves, basically.
yep, and like you see their neighbor elves that lived on the land and how much suffering they've gone through, how
Menno finds a
corrupted the land
wife.
is. Yeah. Oh yeah, and fucking
Menno,
Menno,
he finds a
he
wife.
he finds what I ship them so hard. I'm like, I love them. I love their
I
characters.
well, it's funny because it's like once you understand Menno's character and then you understand how he interacts with her, it's like on the surface it seems like they hate each other, but it's like, oh no, they're elf flirting, bro. Like,
Yeah,
oh
that is
shit.
it's literally elf flirting. Oh, and he becomes a fucking demigod because of course he does. Not the
Yeah, why not?
paladin, Menno. He becomes a lord of the forest. Well, meant to be lord of the forest in the future. So he is essentially a demigod in training. Um,
Well, I mean,
but yeah,
Will is a Will?
Vil.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
Will. William G. Maryblood or
yeah.
whatever.
What about him?
Um, well, I was gonna say, well, he's an acolyte or an is an ac- oh, no, what I'm thinking
No,
of.
he's not an acolyte. He's a
He's a
paladin.
well, he's a paladin of Gracefield, but he that would make him a because of how he interacts with Gracefield. I
He's
would say
actually a champion of
he's an
Gracefield.
apostle. He's an apostle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's technically an apostle, but
Apostle of Gracefield. Yeah.
yeah,
Um. No, it was a cool fight. It was fun watch, and the quality wasn't the highest thing ever. But I'm in Faraway Paladin for the story, and I find it thoroughly entertaining. Very good.
yeah. The world is
A
cool.
good watch. Yeah.
I mean, it's your stereotypical like high fantasy world with like elves and
Yeah.
dwarves and stuff like that, but it's cool to see a world that's in ruin and basically watching a paladin try to like go through it. Like it
Try to
and
light a dark world.
the crazy thing is like this starts off as an isekai. Like this is supposed to be an isekai, but
Okay, I will
you
keep on
quickly
saying
forget that
this.
it's an isekai.
This has the barest, barest of mention of the fact that it's an isekai just from season
Yeah,
one
I
of
remember
like
when we
10
talked
minutes, and
about this
that's
in the
it. The
preview
fact
for
that it's an
season 1.
isekai does not matter whatsoever because
Yeah,
even the main character doesn't remember his former life barely.
yeah, so I remember when we did the preview for season 1, I mentioned that, "Oh, yeah, it is an isekai," and then Alex rolls his eyes, and I'm like, "Well, it's not really an isekai because, like, yes, sure, he reincarnates, but it's literally they just talk about it at the very beginning. The only thing that he remembers from his past life is that he wants to honor his parents in this life. That's it. He
Yeah.
wants to pay back his parents because he couldn't do that in his previous life. That was
Legitimately,
literally it.
this
That's
honestly, this
literally
could
all
have
they
been
do about the isekai
not been
stuff."
an isekai and it would have been just
Yeah.
as good. Like the
Yeah, because
fact
the
that it's an
story is
isekai does
about
not matter at
him
all.
going yeah, the story is about him going through the world and trying to help as many people as he can and, revive the name of Gracefield and bringing hope to people. He's a legitimate paladin. Like, this is quite literally the paladin origin story.
Yeah,
It's just
I'm
watching
really enjoying it.
D&D.
But yeah, D&D anime, you watch them fight a dragon, it's a good time. It is a very good time. Um, Muffle Muffle Paradise, Fluffy Paradise. New anime, episode 1 just aired. It's so fucking cute. It's just a little girl constantly petting fluffy things, and that's the entire anime.
Yeah, I mentioned this in the preview. Like, it's
Yep.
cute. It's just a cute anime about a little girl just reincarnates an office lady who reincarnates as a little girl, and she's like, "I just want to be surrounded by cute pets." And
Yeah.
that's it. That's the
That's
show. That's it.
literally the entire
There's
anime.
nothing else, just that.
Nothing to sell more on. It's just, do you want something to turn your brain off, cute to watch? This is the anime. Little girl petting big fluffy monsters, sometimes scaly, as probably gonna find out by episode 2, the dragon. Um just super cute. Watch it if you want something to turn your brain off for. And the very final thing, I did a thing of reading manga. I don't do that often, but I actually just finished Chibi Vampire, also known as Karin. It's a old manga from like the late 2000s. It was cute. It was just a fun
I
little
feel like
read.
I've
I
read this before.
You
Hold on.
probably have. Uh, Search up Chibi Vampire or the other name is Karin, Karin. It got an anime as well. I think I
Yeah, I'm
have
pretty sure I've
watched it.
seen the anime.
Yeah, I think I've seen the anime
Oh yeah,
way
I
back
definitely
when.
have watched the anime and read this.
Yeah,
Huh.
and it's just been so long. I remember I was at our at one of my local anime stores and I saw the manga. I'm like, oh my god, core fucking memory. I remember like either reading or watching this like so long ago. So very recently I decided, okay, I have time and like there are times when I just want something to read while sitting by the fire. Went through it, cute little manga. Nothing too particularly write home about. It was just a short, sweet little thing. Not that great, but it was a fun little read. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it for me. John, is there anything else you wish to talk about or say?
No, sums up I think every single thing I've watched so far in
All right.
every single monthly dump.
I didn't talk about everything, but I didn't want to because we'd be here even longer, and we're already way over time.
I guess there's like 3 other things I'm watching that I haven't talked about, but I mean, it's kinda not
Yeah,
important. I don't really
yeah.
have hot takes on them. Like, I like them. They're good shows. They're not really hot takes. Alright.
All right.
Thank you everyone for
Oh, someone
dropping
just
in to
walked
watch
by.
us. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff if you liked what you saw and want to see more. Is that really the outro? I don't like this script.
It's because you're not doing it like Alex
Just
does.
I don't, you know what? Freaking check down below to find the links to Anime Club After Dark on Twitter, TikTok, Discord, to always be in the loop with what ACAD has going on and to chat with fellow fans. We have a merch store down there as well with shirts, mugs, stickers, and more to show off your love of Anime Club After Dark to your friends and the family that already thinks you're weird. He definitely rewrote this. There's no
Yeah, he
way.
rewrote this. This is an
No,
old one.
I feel like I'm getting debated here. This is not what the script used to
No, it's
be.
not. I was like, hold on, I don't hear this normally.
Yeah, like, hold on.
But
Anyway,
do okay, okay. Follow the things he said. Join our Discord. Check out our
links
Twitter.
below. Comment, like,
Like and
subscribe.
subscribe.
Tell us if you hated our opinions and if we're wrong, because I'll fight you in the comments, bro. I'm never wrong.
He will. He'll internet warrior you. He will.
That's
He
right.
will
I'm a
absolutely do it.
keyboard warrior. Well, actually, according to chapter 147 of Attack on Titan. I'm
But
done.
yeah, and join our Discord again. Like it's a fun time. We have lots of fun talks on there. Lots of fun discussions. It's a good time. All right, and we hope you look forward to our next episode. Thanks for joining us, John. Your closing statement.
Can we leave? It's been like almost 3 hours.
All right, fine. Say goodnight, everybody. Bye,
Bye.
John.